What's cracking lacking, everybody? It's Between the Ribs with Jonathan Morris, and today I have brought into the studio of perfection, of production, my beautiful wife, Amy Morris.
Hi guys, how are you?
We like to call her Mama Morris.
Yes.
So, welcome to the studio. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I'm doing great.
We've got Heather on mute today. Due to our budget, we don't have 3 microphones yet. So whenever I bring in a guest, Heather's not on the talk.
I will be your voice, Heather.
So if you love us, like us, spend some money so we can get a new mic.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, how do you feel about, we got a lot to talk about today. We have another guest in the second hour, or second segment, I guess. We got a lot going on. School started back in Seminole County this past week, Monday.
Yes, it did.
And it's astonishing to know that sometimes we're sending our kids off willfully to be poisoned.
Yes.
Is that a fair statement in today's world?
It is, because you don't know what you're going to get. Now, I'm not saying there are some great teachers still out there. They're still fighting the good fight. They're eating from the plate that they're given. But you're just handing off your kids and just trusting that they're going to learn.
But as we learn stuff as parents, is it our obligation to do something about it? Because, like, all right, G.I. Joe used to say, G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle, or something like that. Oh, now you know, Joe, right?
Yeah.
So when we don't know, we don't know. And I know that sounds stupid, simple, stupid, but what you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
But when you start learning things, like I have something I'm going to bring out, and you'll still be in the room when Kelly gets here. Kelly Critz is going to join us in the next segment, running for Seminole County School Board. And obviously, we all cannot be at the school every day. We have jobs. We have stuff to do.
Right.
You have me to take care of, my lovers. So we have to vote, and we have to get people to represent us. So we have to know people. We have to talk to them, and we have to make sure that they align with our beliefs and our moral compass, so to speak.
Right.
And then hopefully they do the job we ask them to do. So it doesn't matter if you're in Fort Walton, if you're in North Georgia, if you're the one person that listens to me in Britain. Thank you very much. Spread the good
We
word.
love you.
And please keep messaging me. I'm not sure how it gets here all the way across that water. I'm still learning technology. But no matter where you're at, if you're in a voting system and you have school board and you have the opportunity to vote, it's very important to vote, and it's very important to get to know your people. One of our people is Kelly Critz, so we're going to talk to her in the next segment. But I wanted to bring this up because this is a story that's been going on for 4 years, and it's just now kind of come to light.
All right.
But how do you feel about systematical, I think that's what the woke people say, systematical with racism? Systematic racism in America. Bunch of racist bastards. How dare y'all? This ain't 1940 no more.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, systematic racism is when you build a system systematically.
Okay.
To where that system automatically on cruise control is racist toward a certain group of people.
All right, so they're saying they're saying that the
DEI.
like DEI.
Oh, whoa. Spoiler. Way to spoil it. Way to spoil my story. Producer with no microphone. Well, Ithaca County, Ithaca City County District up in New York for the last 4 years. Now, I've never heard of systematic racism until about George Floyd, right? About
yeah,
George Floyd.
Okay, yes. I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
You know, and the whole world is systematically racist, and it's all white people, colonialism, colonizers, suppressors. You know, we systematically make the system where it's only advantage to white people and only white people can win and only white people succeed. And they conveniently leave out the overwhelming amount of other people other than white people in this country that are filthy rich. I mean, some of the most wealthiest people in the world are not white people.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
There's not many white people in the top 5 or top 10 of the most wealthiest people in the world.
Wow.
Right? I mean, for instance, I don't know exactly if he's Japanese or what, but the guy who wrote the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I should have his name memorized, I don't. One of the wealthiest men in the world that talks about wealth and finance and how to get to what they call a privileged life. Right?
Yeah.
And I believe that privilege comes with hard work. There's nothing wrong with being privileged. But privilege is something you earn.
Yeah.
All right? Spoiled brat is something you inherit. And we know people like that who their mom and daddies were filthy rich. They did something and they walk in our store. Organic Meats, by the way, organicmeats.com. Check that out, Morris Family Farms. If you want to support the show, you can buy a steak box. The reason we look like this is because we're real people. We have no filters. We're not all purdied up. And, you know, I like a good cheeseburger every once in a while. But we're actually farmers, ranchers. My wife's mother of eight children. We have an all-natural, clean butcher shop. So Morris Family Farms and Organic Meats, if you want to support Between the Ribs, that's how we do this podcast. That's God has given us this platform to be able to share our opinions with people, and we like it, and we love it.
Me too.
And some of y'all we hate. We're not going to lie. But we're learning to love you because Jesus says we have to love everybody. But I wanted to talk about the Ithaca City County School District. For the last 4 years, they have been having a summit. And it just now came to light. Nobody has raised the flag yet. In 4 years, how dare y'all not bring this up? Not one news media outlet, not one social media, what are they called? Influencers? Mm-hmm. Not one social media influencer. Nobody is calling for the justice until the founder of the Equal Protection Project, all right, he filed a lawsuit on behalf of white people.
Oh, wow.
Yep, because the Ithaca County School in Upper New York got several complaints. For the last 4 years, they have been holding Students of Color Summit only classes. So they're having a summit, like a camp, right? Like a summit, like a workshop.
Right.
So we're having a summit, we're having a workshop. It's students of color only, non-whites only. It actually says in the email, the letterhead that goes out, this class from grades 6 to 12th is for non-whites only. It's been going on for 4 years.
Okay.
Now, the people who put this on says, well, it's in the name of justice and equality. White people have had their time. Your time's over, white people in America, especially in New York and Ithaca County. It's time we start reverse racism and we start discriminating against white people so black people and Spanish people and Asian people and all the other people that live in Ithaca County can have a chance. So we're going to teach them stuff we're not going to teach you white people. Wow. At a non-white summit, at a public school system, by the way. This isn't private. This isn't personal opinion. This is a public school system funded by the state of New York and federally subsidized by the United States of America.
Yeah, that's not okay.
You sure? It's easy for you to say because you're white.
No, I wouldn't do only white people. I mean, this is a different time. This is a completely different time, and we should learn from our mistakes. Our people in the past, people in the past, they made mistakes. I didn't make those mistakes. I love all people. And I don't want to be excluded, and I wouldn't want to exclude someone else, especially if my federal dollars are paying for it.
So this guy, believe it or not, his name is, hang on, let me look it up because it's awesome. His name is William A. Jacobson. He started the foundation of the Equal Protection Project in order to fight against the injustices in America. He is a white guy who, he's not trying to win the black vote or get white pity or any of that stupid stuff. I hate all the people so it's like this. You commit a sin, you do something erroneous. Or maybe you don't. Right. But you recognize a sin or a erroneous act in the past that happened. And because you're a wealthy white person, people look at you like as if you're part of that sin.
Yeah.
You have two choices. Tell people to go screw off. I had nothing to do with it. I never owned a slave. I never discriminated against anybody. Right. Suck it up. Get out of my face. Or you can say, you know what? I don't have to. But maybe I can use my money, my power, my position to help out people that are still victims of what was created by a white race, if you will.
Right.
So that person steps up to the plate because they want to, not because they have to. Now, some people only want attention, right? I understand that. But there are certain people who actually want to say, hey, I want to be the church, not just go to a church.
Right.
And I want to make sure in today's world, with my education, with my money, with my system, everybody is represented equally. So even though I'm a big-time lawyer, I'm going to start a not-for-profit, and I'm going to make sure that no one today in America is being discriminated against, if I can help it. Now, he can't solve everything. So he starts this group, and he represents black people. He represents Native Indians. He represents all kind of people. This is the first time he's had to represent white people. And he said, I will represent white children in Ithaca County just as hard as I represent black kids in the so-called South.
Good for him.
Right? Even though Ohio is the most racist state in the union, and they're one of the farthest north states. But anyways, just going to throw that out there. Drive down I-75 in Ohio and count the rebel flags, and then call me back if you want to dispute me. Okay?
That's crazy.
Ohio somehow slipped under the radar of Southern Democrat racism because they're the most racist state in the whole world. Them and West Virginia, believe it or not. The only thing worse in West Virginia than Ohio is West Virginia, they still marry their sisters and cousins. That's what I heard on the mountain. Not quite sure.
The hills have eyes.
Oh, freaky. So this guy is a civil rights attorney up in New York. So he filed a lawsuit. He requested that remedial actions immediately be taken by the school board.
Okay.
Well, the school board immediately came out and said, oh, no. That was a communication error. We messed that up really bad. We're so sorry. We didn't mean it to say non-whites. We were just encouraging non-whites to participate. We apologize. We're sorry. Effective immediately at our 2024 summit, all groups of kids will be invited. So the guy filed back and said, well, wait a minute. Why do you have to say that if it was just a communication error? I thought, so all kids were already invited, right? You just contradicted yourself in your apologetic statement to the judge. Yeah. So the judge awarded on behalf of this law group, and I don't know if anybody's going to get money out of it because he's not really suing for money. He's just suing for real equity for all.
Right.
He said that this is the social issue, the civil issue of today's world. Reverse racism or racism against white people in order to justify racism against black people in the past.
Yeah.
Meaning you can't fight hate with hate because nobody ever wins.
Exactly.
And he said the groups of people who are saying, well, we have to discriminate against white people today to get fairness and equity for black people of the past will be what ultimately destroys our country. How do you feel about that?
That's absolutely true. You can't win with hate. I mean, you can't win with, you just want to be at war. That's it. You just want to hate something. You want to be at war at something. You want to fight someone about something. It's ridiculous.
And all it does is create more hate.
Right.
Because people who are not racist become racist. Because when you're white and you're like, I never owned a slave. I went to 23andMe Ancestry.com and nobody in my family, we weren't even in America at that time. We just got here like 20 years ago. Yeah. Whatever the case may be.
It's not about that. It's about how you're raised. And people.
Say it again.
It's about how you're raised, and you only know what you know. Just like people when you vote, when you're growing up, you only vote with basically who your parents vote for because that's all you know. That's what you've been taught. Yes. You can only be taught racism.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. He said the civil division of today's time is fighting racism with new racism, dividing against a certain group of people, excluding white people, in an effort to make right the wrongs of the past will ultimately divide and destroy our country. The Ithaca County School Board, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Got busted, though. So they said it was a mistake. It was just a big mistake. We never meant to do it. And then he noticed that the amount of students at the 2024 summit was not a good turnout.
Right.
So he asked the judge to get a warrant for all internal documentation between Ithaca County School Board.
Right.
And of upper management, like the top school board leaders.
Right.
Emails were being back and forth between two people, and they didn't disclose their names in this, I guess because they're public figures or whatever, that, my God, this was an exact email, my God, now we have to let the white kids come because of this stupid lawsuit.
Oh, wow.
So they're asking the judge to step in and take over the situation and bring in a third-party group to monitor the actions of Ithaca County School Board.
Right.
Because they obviously cannot be trusted because, one, they did it. They discriminated against all the white kids in the school board county. And then they lied about it.
That's
and then
terrible.
They lied about their apology. And then they started to bully kids by complaining that the kids were invited because somebody told. You know the whole
so
say something,
sad.
see something, right?
Yeah.
Say something, see
See
something.
something, say something.
Right?
See something, say
See,
something.
oh yeah, see something,
Say something, see
How are we
something.
doing on time up there? Oh,
We're like 15.
okay, all right. Well, Kelly just got here. See something, say something.
Yes.
And she is running for school board in Seminole County. So we're going to bring her
Yay.
on because it's a staggering situation in today's world. And I believe it starts at both home and local education.
Yes, sir.
So when we get back, Kelly Critz will be with us. Stick around. Between the Ribs, Jonathan Morris.